Goblin, he really made this personal towards Tom Holland, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh, you're trying to save people, which he's a menace to society. He's a menace. He just picked the more important Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he picked the more important one. And he was like, I'm going to make your life hell.
You're listening to a Valiant Star podcast. Enjoy.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Nerds Be Like podcast season 2, episode 4. It is me, Dan, and with me is Carlos and Eric.
I'm back.
What's up?
Yes, for the second week in a row. I'm consistent at this point.
Okay, from this point forward?
Yeah. Well, from last week to this week.
Well, yeah, you weren't here you had a personal thing for the Spotify episode.
Yeah.
But we did include you in, so we're joined here by Carlos, my cousin, who has joined us several times in the past.
Yo.
And today we're going to be talking about the newest MCU movie, or the newest Spider-Man movie as well, or the end of the Homecoming trilogy, Spider-Man. No Way Home. Yeah, I took a blank for a second because I was like,
big pause.
I wonder how many times we're going to do it this recording. I hope not.
I do that too.
Yeah,
that's why.
The last of the Homecoming. Yeah, me too. I think just because I've recently saw the other ones. I don't know. And we will just do like how you and Patty did on your EP episode, or PP, like you called it.
The P episode.
Definitely doesn't like that.
I love it.
2 weeks in a row. Okay, so like you guys did a little bit of a little breakdown at the beginning, little summary. Eric, do you want to do it? Or you want me to roll that back?
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
I will do it. Let me
spice it up, if you will.
Let me
because I know you're gonna do some like, man, Goblin in this fucked up.
So like,
all right.
Bing bong.
Yeah.
All right. We enter No Way Home right after Far From Home. And everyone knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
That's the movie. Yeah.
That's the movie. I don't know what to tell you. Go watch it. Spoiler.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Warning.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler.
Damn.
Yeah, I forgot.
Damn.
I'll add it. Don't worry.
Stop right now.
Yeah.
So, this man is on the run for like the first 10 minutes?
5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was literally the first 10 minutes, and then everyone finds out where he lives.
How do we get out of this situation? Oh, we just go home. Okay.
Yeah, it was like dumb for like the first. 30 minutes. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure. No, I get you.
It was dumb. Just everyone knows.
It was dumb now. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. Movie's over.
All right, cool. Thank you for spicing it up.
Okay, so because I don't want to talk about. I feel like it's too early to talk about the whole.
No,
movie.
all you gotta say is like, hey, he's on the run, and he's trying to go to college, but his identity crisis kind of comes in to play, and he's like, oh shit, this is ruining my friends' lives, and mostly them, less of me, but I want to fix this.
Yeah, being a little crybaby.
And in doing so, Doctor Strange helps him.
Define helps.
Well,
define.
Spell. Okay, he just does a spell
terribly,
and he fucks up the spell because of Peter unleashing the multiverse for the Spider-Verse at the moment. And a whole bunch of villains drop in, and maybe we get some more cameos along the way. Actually, speaking of cameos, the fucking Daredevil thing. Like, I knew we saw it coming. Like, I know we talked about it.
Oh, dude.
I saw like the image, and I heard that like he was gonna be in that scene at the opening. How'd you guys feel about that?
I don't really watch Daredevil, but I guess it was cool.
I can't.
Nah, you had to like watch it to feel.
No, I don't think so. Like, you see,
because you didn't know who that was. You didn't know how he played it for 4 seasons.
Okay, for that incarnation or like that version with Charlie Cox, yes, I do recommend watching that. But I also understand like, oh look, it's Daredevil. That people I feel like know who Daredevil is. Out of the Netflix people, like he's the most popular. So seeing the being blind and with the cane and the reflexes, you're like, oh shit, who the fuck is this guy? So I think it's still like whoa, that's cool. But because watching like Eric, me watching the Netflix show, it hits different. I think that's that's the best way you could put it. Well, yeah, I mean that cameo was crazy because, like I said, we knew it was coming. Even when Kevin Feige was like, "Oh yeah, he's in the MCU now with Charlie Cox playing him," and like him interacting with Happy, the original Jon Favreau, the original what's his face, Foggy from the Daredevil movie with
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. I was like Daredevil movie, but then I remember Carlos said Christian Bale yesterday. Okay. But no, so yeah, like Daredevil's introduction, and I mean we won't talk about Hawkeye in this, but you know that also is a big thing for the Hawkeye series.
So basically, bam, he wants everyone to forget that he's Spider-Man, but then he starts messing with the spell while Doctor Strange is casting and saying, "Well, what about MJ? Well, what about Ned? Well, what about who did he say? His aunt."
He said MJ, Ned, Aunt May.
And then
I think he said Happy.
And Happy, yeah, I think he said Happy too. And then so Doctor Strange cast the spell 4 separate times or 5 separate times, and then at that point it was unstable.
It was 5.
Yeah, and then that's when everyone started coming through, like different versions broke through, which was
Willem Dafoe,
Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, Spider-Man 1, Doc Ock,
the cock.
What's his name? Alfred Molina, Spider-Man 2, Flint Marko, I forget his name though.
The actor?
Fuck,
I gotta look at it.
Sandman, Spider-Man 3.
Christian something.
Lizard, Doc Connors from The Amazing Spider-Man 1, and Electro, Max Dillon, Jamie Foxx.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 came through.
Yes. It's okay, I have a question about Electro's appearance. They never really explain his new look or anything like that.
He said that he got his body back. I mean, that's what he said.
Yeah, but that's like a whole different look.
Yeah.
He just said,
I got his body back. He would have looked the same.
Good. He said, I look good.
Yeah. I really like how Jamie Foxx plays. Like I was telling Carlos, he literally plays Jamie Foxx with like electro powers. Like he feels.
Yeah, well,
like,
I mean, Connors acknowledged it too. Connors was like, "You look different. What happened?" He was like, "I don't know."
And Connors better design for the lizard. Like they improved it a little more. Well, look, I think the reason why they changed, they like had the flat face. I would like for it to be more snouty. Like
I think they just spent a little bit more money going over it, polishing it, because
it
wasn't dark.
There was more on like the forehead, like lizard parts, I guess,
and his
more
mouth.
More like cut open, I guess. I mean, he largely looked the same, except I guess those minor changes. Yeah, Willem Dafoe back.
Oh my god, he looks so good. Oh. So what I noticed is they wasted their CGI on Willem Dafoe and Doc Ock.
Did they CG Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, in his face.
Briefly?
He looks way older now.
I was gonna say, because like they didn't do so much for anyone else except those two, because like I mean,
everyone
Sandman,
else was CG.
Is that why Sandman was just sand for most of it? You think?
Yeah, because they didn't even use real footage at the end. They used stock footage for him and Doc Connors, so they wouldn't have to bring them back.
It was the shoot the from the original.
Yeah, it was.
I think that's why reversed. They didn't even. Lizard wasn't really a big part of it.
I mean, they brought him back for his voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They brought the actors back and everything.
Yeah, I bet you that's literally what they said. Like,
but
you don't even have to come back for.
That would have been a lot
shoots.
of money though, because they did get older in the years. Him and Hayden Church. Jamie Foxx stayed the same. Black don't crack. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
I mean, he does look good.
He looks like Jamie Foxx.
Clean. He looks, but Alfred Molina did look really good.
Oh my god, they spent so much money on him.
Yeah, man. The fact that like he came back and for the money and like really brought in like a performance with CG and everything. Like it didn't feel like he was out of place. Like how he was, like, you know how in the original he had like all like the mechanical arms for real.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like it didn't feel like he was too much out of place with that. At least for me. I don't know what Eric you think differently.
Well, we got to see more of the human side we saw in like the first half of the movie.
Oh yeah.
From, you know what I mean, like when he had his wife and when the tentacles didn't take over.
Yeah, and it
was like the opposite.
Hey, like Norman, I'm back.
Yo, that was so weird. He was like, Norman? You're dead.
Otto.
That thing
Yeah.
had me like,
Oh yeah,
I was
that brief like introduction of everyone coming back. That was insane. Like the fact, like, because you got like Electro and Sandman recapping, like, no, both of you motherfuckers are dead.
no. Doc Ock said he dead, and then Sam was like, y'all both dead.
Yeah.
And then Electro was like, I was in the grid, and then, well, damn, I think I died.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I died.
I swear, did you guys get laughters in that moment in your theaters? Because I think that delivery
it was just
really
me.
good.
My theater was weird. I had a bunch of. All right, don't get me wrong. There was like 17 females that were in there together. I was like, oh man, these girls are all here for Tom Holland. This is ass. They're here for Tom Holland and
then Eric's
Zendaya.
like, man, I'm here for
They were
Jamie
here
Foxx.
for Andrew Garfield. When Andrew Garfield appeared on the screen, I was like, yes. They're like, oh my god, it's Andrew. I was like, okay, you can stay.
Yeah.
I'm a big Andrew fan, guys. In case you didn't know,
Yep,
over the
yep.
past couple years.
No, my theater was weird too. I didn't. Nobody really reacted to like the movie. It was just like my
Wow.
group.
What, really?
Yeah.
My whole theater was reactions. Well, I mean, not like to a point that they were.
When did you
annoying.
watch it though?
Like what time? Or
No,
what day?
Yeah, like what day and what
Well,
time?
Carlos saw it opening day, which is surprising to me. That,
Ooh.
like no one said anything.
Yeah, that is weird.
For mine,
Yeah,
it was
that's what I'm
Saturday.
saying.
Mine was a set. Well, I guess maybe because
Mine was a Monday
know.
night. Monday
Yeah.
night. Come on, guys.
I feel like Saturday and Friday would make the most sense. Maybe because that's why the Thursday. But I guess more fans would show up on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Because it's opening
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
No, but like the reactions to that joke was really funny because like, because it was kind of silent for a little bit. Like, oh shit, I'm dead. His delivery was just really good.
Oh, I was laughing. You know I love Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
The whole time I was like, yes, Jamie Foxx.
Oh, and speaking of that, his fucking theme when he comes in, like
Well, from
when
the
he
original?
like he shoots, when Peter shoots the web and like it goes through him, and you you see
yeah.
the CG like looking at the CGI like Electro face reacting horribly, and then the Electro theme, bro, that was so
He
good.
was
Like I'm
blue.
I'm kind of sad they didn't use more of the Electro theme, but I'm glad it was there.
Yeah.
Okay, so he captures everyone after the bridge fight, which was a lot shorter than
Yeah,
I
it
guess the
was.
marketing was leading us to believe. But I'm glad that like that was the main bit that they showed for the marketing, because it was a good fight sequence, and it ends like in like the most intense way with Green Goblin showing up and like
Yeah,
making
you don't
more,
really see
more
Green
mess.
Goblin until like more later, which is
Yeah,
cool.
well, I mean, you
'cause
see
it
Willem
just-
Willem Dafoe at the garbage can place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a great scene too. He plays dual roles very well.
dude, it was so nostalgic when like it was
helmet?
Osborn and then the Goblin
Oh,
like talking to
uh-huh.
each other, because that brought so
Yeah.
much nostalgia, and I was like, holy shit, it's it's still happening.
Like if it was at like the nighttime and you heard like thunder, it'd be like, oh shit, this is like Spider-Man 1 and 2 over again. No, but like I'm really glad that like, not that I didn't like the Goblin helmet or mask, whatever you want to call it, but it made the most sense for him to smash it in that moment and then come back to like in like those robes and tattered clothes
yeah,
by the end.
I missed
You
the
did-
helmet.
You
I'm
like
not
you like the
gonna
helmet?
It would have been better if it was like a mask, like they intentionally first wanted.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think that's why, because
But
like,
like he ended up getting goggles anyway. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
weird part. That
well,
I
the
thought.
explanation was that Otto gave it to him, but you didn't really see that in the movie where he hands it to him.
I guess they were just trying to make it more modern.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
no, for
100%.
sure.
They changed everybody,
Yeah,
literally.
even briefly, Doc Ock changed with the red. I thought he was gonna keep it, but he didn't.
What's the nanotech? His arms were. When they said it, because I seen Spider-Man actually recently, they were like it's nanotech, but it was a different kind of nanotech.
Yeah. Because obviously, when Norman introduced himself to Peter in the first one, the whole meme about being a scientist himself, he talks about that he was working on nanotech in that movie, and I'm like, oh shit, no shit, like that's
Yeah.
definitely gonna be some way they connected. They did a lot of memes in this too, a lot of fan servicey
it's
memes.
their what's it called ones.
It's their most famous lines and shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
come on.
we got.
He was the sciences before he was a madman. So like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
No,
He
but
said
like
that,
the
bro, I
fact that
started
the fact they said it again for this too.
I was laughing my
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good callbacks.
Yeah. All right, let's. I guess I want to touch upon about like a little bit of the aftermath of the spell, with Peter on his side,
Mhm.
because like I said, I like the fact that he's now in like school, like you see him a little bit briefly in his senior year. And you see like everybody looking at him. He's like, I fucking hate everyone here, or not. I hate everyone, but like this is so uncomfortable, which leads him to like the whole college question, and I like that aspect of it too. Like he's growing up, he's going to college, or he's applying to college. Which literally is the entire mess of all this of the movie, trying to fix his identity while at the same time allowing his friends to go on to college. Which I guess I really
that.
like. What?
Like how they in the trailers they made it look like
Like he
Peter
was doing
the
it for
one-
himself.
Yeah, like he fucked up everything. But towards the
Mhm.
end, how he said, you know what, this is all my fault. Now I gotta like fix
Oh
everything.
yeah.
That's how, like to me, that's how it became Spider-Man. You
Mhm.
know,
He wasn't whiny for himself in this movie. He was
Yeah,
whining for everybody else, which is fine because the other ones I was getting mad that he was whining for himself.
yeah.
Which one in Homecoming? Like which moment? The whole thing.
The whole movie, bro, he was whining. Mr. Stark, like, come on, shut up.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. And those okay. Some of those points about him being, Iron Boy
Jovial.
Jr. and very like
Makes
techie
sense.
because of Iron Man totally makes sense. Like I get those are valid, but I think in this one, by the
Everything
end
went
of
out the
it,
window.
he grows and he's
Mhm.
literally Spider-Man from the comics.
Yeah.
Which
He
I
basically just relied on everyone.
yeah, and
So
I wonder if that was intentional at first with Sony and Marvel, because Sony was like, we want one Marvel character to show up.
Each movie, yeah,
In
he had a
each
mentor
movie.
each movie.
I do, and that has to be not Sony's fault, but Sony's doing, because Sony said like, oh, Robert Downey Jr., he's a big star. A big get, so we should get him. So I guess as more people see Homecoming, I wouldn't say it's their fault. I would say like they mutually agreed on that.
I don't know, because each movie, except for this one, each movie focused on the aftermath of something that had to do with the
Yeah,
Marvel Universe.
Because Civil War, then
Civil War
Endgame.
and the Avengers.
yeah.
And then the second one was
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's
Damn,
different to
same
say like, oh, I wish Spider-Man was I mean, because at the time he showed up in Civil War and like again blew everyone's minds when he came in.
and that's fine because
And that
that
works.
means
Yeah.
Tony was watching everybody, like
Yeah.
the little heroes, the big hero. It wasn't just like it makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe he should like, because this would have changed everything. But like in Homecoming, if he had made his own suit and Tony gave him the Iron Spider in Civil War, right? Instead of giving that Stark suit. Like I like that Stark suit design, but it is way too techy. And in Homecoming, it has an AI, has however many web shooter combinations. It's
Yeah.
beyond.
No, I think he should have gave him a suit,
Yeah, I'm okay with like
which was the Iron Spider.
The Iron Spider. Yeah, I'm okay with the
Yeah.
Iron Spider suit idea.
and a
but
basic
having him-
suit.
I feel like Peter should have built his basic suit, and then the Iron Spider is a step up. Right, but I mean that aside, like I think he definitely grows up, and all like the the Spider-Man or the Spider Boy Jr., whatever you want to call him. Like it is thrown out the window, like Eric said, because he grows up, he realizes, I guess his origin point with Uncle Ben and his words, from the previous movies. By the way, I think I was telling Carlos or my brother, does this mean that like Uncle Ben died, but it wasn't like he died?
He
and
wasn't
said,
that prominent in his life as he is
Okay.
now, as the other Spider-Man.
So Aunt May was the one to give.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I liked it 100% because they turned her into Uncle Ben, which I feel like she was a part of his life a lot more than Uncle Ben. Like, of course, Uncle Ben was there and he died for him, I guess, or whatever.
Huh?
I guess that's how they put it. But Aunt May literally raised him and shaped him and formed for the way he was. So the fact that she died for that,
Yeah.
Was that the most surprising bit of this?
no, not for me.
You saw that coming?
100%. I knew something was gonna happen to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
They said this
kinda
movie
figured.
was a lot more personal, and it
Yeah, with the
was.
goblin laugh more personal.
Boy, the
in the
villain,
background.
yeah.
Yeah.
They made Goblin the main villain from the off the rip. They were like,
Off
yeah,
the rip.
Goblin.
But I really like that. Like, not to like say that Uncle Ben's not a good mentor.
But we didn't
figure.
know Uncle Ben.
Yeah, but we didn't see him, and
Yeah,
I understand. I understand the MCU wanted to go a different route because like they showed him in the previous 2 movies, and it was very similar, and they were like, let's just do something different. I'm totally okay with that. That makes sense for what this Spider-Man was doing. So this trilogy really is like the origin trilogy
Yeah.
in a way.
It shapes him as Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, because by the end he truly becomes Spider-Man. And I can definitely see him like becoming like the PS4 Spider-Man, like that more like over time when he's in college or graduates college, becoming like that level where he's tinkering with tech and making his own web shooters, like his own, not like someone else's technology. Like I think that's what they might be headed to.
I mean, he's smart,
Yeah, exactly. Like
his
that's
school was what, the Science Institute or some shit.
They were like the techie school, like it wasn't like a regular public school.
He wanted to go to MIT. Like you
Yeah.
have to be
Top of the
some type
line.
of-
But you mentioned Goblin just now. I don't know. It reminded me of like the whole one of the big reasons. I forgot who told me the quote, but one of the big reasons why he wanted to come back, well, like the fighting sequence.
He would only come back if he can only do his own stunts and everything.
Okay.
Because he just wanted to play the character out. He doesn't want to be like, oh, just use my voice and like leave the action towards someone else. Yeah, he didn't want that. He wanted to be part of it because that's what.
Give me top
he
billing.
wanted to form it around him, and you can
Yeah.
tell he was doing a
Yeah.
lot.
I was gonna
of
say,
the
like,
way
do you
he
guys
moved.
definitely think this paid off in his like action
Oh,
sequences?
100%.
Yeah.
It's not him a bunch of the time, but
sure, yeah,
you can
It's Jake
tell
Paul.
stop it. They swapped him out certain scenes. You know what I
but
mean? Like
you
do
can-
this, and then
yeah.
someone will do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but
it
like
wasn't
the
just,
delivery, I think the main thing, you can tell it's vicious, and he wanted it to be vicious.
Yeah.
That man gave him the work. I think
Gave him
he's
hell,
my favorite
bro.
villain. He beat
yeah,
out my
yeah.
Electro. He came back, and he's my favorite villain of Spider-Man now.
Like
He was so
100%.
brutal.
Yeah, yeah.
My
I
man put him
loved
through at
it.
least 15 floors.
What'd you tell? Yeah, I was gonna say, what'd you tell Patty?
Yeah, 15 floors.
Like it truly works. Bringing him back into this another Spider-Man movie. Maybe even though it's not his own universe, it still really works having him be the villain because he still has like great motivation. Like even in another universe, he's coming back and like being a dick,
Yeah.
which I think really works for the characters in this universe. For him to be like the big bad. Yeah, I mean, like any like standout villain other than Green Goblin, you guys thought? Because obviously, well, we all really like Green Goblin in this.
Yeah.
You know I love Electro, so I
all right,
don't know.
that's your answer. All right. No,
I
I'm
love
just
Doc
you know,
Ock.
you like Doc. I
He
feel like
was
that makes
really
the most sense to you.
though. Like to the first half.
Yeah, but I don't know. I liked how he came back as human.
Yeah.
That's what's like. I don't know. I guess since I seen the second one a lot, the original
Mhm.
second Spider-Man, I was like, damn, it sucks. Like he risks his own life to save Peter.
Oh yeah,
But when-
we'll talk a little bit of nostalgia, but about like because I want to hear how you guys felt about the other stuff, the other secrets. Because I know you watched Spider-Man. Was it you watched Spider-Man 2 a lot? Or the first one?
Spider-Man 2 and the first one, but it was more towards the second one.
Okay. So is that why Doc Ock's your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because y'all weren't that old when it came out. When Spider-Man.
How old were you,
out.
Eric?
I was like 6.
When Spider-Man 1?
Yeah, I was 6, so I know y'all weren't there.
I was 1.
That's what it. See, you see what I'm saying? Like I had it on VHS. I had like
when did the movie come out?
2001.
No, 2002. No, it's 2002.
Yeah, something like that was close enough.
Spider-Man
the second one?
And then second one was 2004.
2004, yeah. Spider-Man 1 release date May of 2002.
And I was 8 when Spider-Man.
Yeah, you would have been 2. I would be months away from turning 2.
In 2007, I was
shit, bro.
11.
Well, my parents bought the first one, and then since they saw that I liked the first one, they bought the second one.
Eric was telling us about that. Yeah, Eric was telling us he had a VHS for the first one.
My uncle stole VHS. It, smashed some girl. It's crazy.
You want to tell that story further?
That was it. That was just a story.
I thought you said I thought you said he stole it for that person.
No, he stole it
from that person.
He left it there. Paul.
Anyways, no, I mean for my stand-up villain, I think like other than Green Goblin, I do think that I'm with Eric. I really like Electro.
Don't get me wrong. I love Electro. Like
no, yeah, I know. Badass. I mean, like it's like second. Like if we're doing top 3, you know, Goblin would be first for us. 2 would be me. Me and Eric would be on Electro, and you would be Doc Ock. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean his like I love his new look. Both in Electro form and Max Dillon form. He's got like the comic accurate colors. He's got I think him having like the electricity in Amazing Spider-Man, by the end of it he got a little bit more suave, more like, oh, I know what I'm doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
What can we go? Oh, how'd you guys feel about Doctor Strange? He got like casted out for like almost
half
the movie. Sucked.
Can we talk about it? That he's not Sorcerer Supreme no more?
Yeah.
Wong is? And Shang-Chi happened?
Yeah.
So Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah.
End credits. I wasn't trying to correct it. I was just trying to say.
No, you got it.
In the post-credit scene, technically Wong was Sorcerer at that point, but never mentioned it. Never said. But
he's
anything.
been Sorcerer since Endgame.
Since
he said since I disappeared for 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So technically it's since Infinity War, but like
by the end of Infinity
Endgame.
War. Yeah. Because by that point they probably didn't know where Strange was.
Yeah, because Wong brings in the everyone,
the new people. Yeah. That's interesting. Like, I mean, Eric, you're I don't know if you sound mad about it, but how do you feel about it?
It's weird that they didn't mention it till now.
Well, I guess because they didn't. What do you mean in Shang-Chi? Didn't? Well, I don't know.
It's been like 3 years since Endgame, and y'all didn't think to mention it till now.
Well, I think
I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess there was like a point where, in like the original script for Endgame, he was gonna die, or he was gonna be the one blipped away as well, and maybe they were trying to save it. But you're right. They don't. I don't know why they didn't say anything earlier, or like a passing line about the stone and Doctor Strange when they're like in the team meeting in Endgame. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would have been pretty fun. But I guess maybe he was busy, so they didn't really mention Wong at all. No, but that's interesting. I think it sets up also a Strange to be in a different point for his sequel and such. Because now he's not the top title, and like, will he earn it by the end of the next movie? Or will he get fucked over? Or will he will he earn? Oh, actually, speaking of Wanda, in WandaVision, Agatha says you're stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme.
And technically, that's Wong.
So that's Wong. Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure.
Sense. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I don't know because maybe they didn't know who was Sorcerer.
No, I think
you know what I mean.
I think she knows.
I don't think they thought that far ahead.
No,
I really don't. They weren't telling nobody nothing.
I think this was like a You're right. I think this is no one knew and no one was gonna say anything until now. But it is interesting. Basically, he's taking Wong's position of being the second protector of that sanctum. But he did. He fucked up, but it was not his fault. It's just Peter being Peter. But that fight, I want to bring up that fight sequence in the whole train and in the Grand Canyon. One of my favorite parts, I think, was that fight sequence, because like it was a mirror dimension and all that, and trains going everywhere, and like the cape fucking up Peter too. I think like really great visuals. I think I a couple days ago, I think Tom Holland mentioned that the villains were going to be kept a secret in the marketing, and it was just going to be Peter versus Strange.
That's what they were gonna.
That's dumb.
I was gonna say, how do you guys feel about would it have worked?
It would have worked, but they would have had to market more scenes, because they showed all the scenes that Doctor Strange was in.
Yeah,
in the trailers, every single one.
If he was like more in the movie,
he
could have done it.
I mean, I guess they could have endgamed and done like fake footage. I don't know.
Yeah,
because we didn't see a lot of fake footage.
They did a couple. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. They did a couple.
I was looking out for some.
When Wong was like, "Don't cast that spell," he never said that.
Yeah, he never said it.
And now in the Doctor Strange trailer, he's like, "Don't cast that spell." He never said that. So what are we watching? Is it the multiverse?
I mean, he could say that in multi. Yeah, he could say that in multiverse.
But they're quoting from Spider-Man.
I guess so.
And you know what I mean? Like, I'm confused as what you think is canon. Whoever edited it didn't edit it well,
or they didn't know.
Spider-Man trailer, yeah,
they didn't know. No, but I mean, I like that. I think it would have been interesting to see that marketing, because it would have been more like Marvel Studios marketing than Sony marketing.
I feel like they do it together. They hire the same company.
I think now they do,
especially
they probably
for
hire
the same one.
I think before they didn't. I think now it's a little different.
Oh, did y'all get an Uncharted trailer before the movie too?
Oh yeah. I think
I almost cried. I was like, oh god. Okay.
I want to see what Tom Holland does, but I don't want to see Sully in this.
You know what it reminded me of?
What? James Bond?
The latest Uncharted one. The latest
Uncharted
movie? Game.
The game?
I think that's based off the game. Because
they're all based off the game.
No, but that specific game, the latest one.
Yeah.
But it reminds me more of 3, where he's on that plane.
Just because they took one scene?
Yeah.
Hello?
That's it.
No, but
because but in 3 he has more of his like origin with Sully.
No, they were like at that auction.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not
super.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, and then he went to go find the ship to find gold.
I think that we're moving too far from Spider-Man.
It's fine.
I know it's fine. Whatever. But I don't think that those movies are going to be necessarily in universe in the games. I think they're just doing their own thing with the Uncharted name.
I think it's going to be exactly the same, but like Tom Holland.
No, because Sully and Nate meet at different points. So like in the movie, he's a bartender, but in the game,
I guess they just wanted to smash up they wanted to smash up like both 3 games.
All the games.
The movie, just make their own.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're probably just in its own universe, rather than just being in the game. All right.
This movie was shot before No Way Home, and No Way Home came out.
Oh, you're right. That's so weird. Because it like got stuck it got stuck in the editing bay for a little bit.
No, I got stuck in the Holland universe where they're like, well, let's see if Spider-Man does good first, and then that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right, because it was going to be releasing around December, right?
I think November, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I think they definitely like moved it because of Spider-Man.
They don't want 2 flops, yeah.
All right, I mean, just moving over to the other Spider-Man, because I guess now we can move on to that.
Now we're at that point.
Yeah, we're like more than halfway. I don't know, probably. How amazing was it?
They handled it beautifully.
Yeah,
they're not forced, and they're prominent to the story, but they're not important. Like more important than our Spider-Man.
They didn't overshadow this version.
Yeah.
Which I think was the biggest. I think people were worried about, like how are they going to handle it?
They gave both of them justice, or how you said it.
Yeah, I mean they brought him back, not necessarily redeemed both of them, but definitely redeemed Andrew in the ending of Amazing Spider-Man, and really brought
Yeah,
in. I mean, would you consider Tobey's being redeemed? Because he did have the symbiote.
I like I said, we've talked about it. How I said Tobey's trilogy was, it ended off at a not a good note, but it ended off well. They didn't really need to do any more towards him, but since Andrew's Spider-Man, they didn't really do much. So
yeah, they were
I
just
got,
about to start running, and then they fucking.
it was
fall.
more like they paid more attention towards Andrew.
You think so?
I love Danger.
Yeah,
Eric, you think
in my
you
opinion,
think
I
that
think
too?
they did.
I feel like they just shifted around certain stuff because it was certain things that they did that like Tobey Spider-Man was more focused. Andrew's Peter was more focused. And with Tom, it's like they focused on both here. Like they did half and half, his personal life and his Spider-Man life.
Oh,
So
okay.
they was trying to do both sides.
But
You know what I
each
mean?
each Spider-Man had their own moment, which
Yeah.
really I whether there was a contractual thing or it was just always going to be playing out like this, I think it was really really nice. Andrew with catching MJ,
Oh my God.
which
Cried.
bro, so I did too. It was so emotional.
Yeah,
Like it just based on Andrew's acting in that moment.
I'm
like,
glad that everyone awed at like when
yeah,
was
when he started
tearing
tearing.
because I've seen other people fucking laugh.
I laughed. This thing's a
Aw.
little
When-
bitch.
Nah, bro, I was like,
Felt
oh
that.
damn, that shit's tough.
No,
And,
I felt it. But
People, okay, Eric, were you in like back in like when Amazing Spider-Man got canceled? Were you one of those people that were like restore or like bring back Andrew?
I was pissed.
Were you one of those people?
He got fired because he was sick and he couldn't show up to a meeting with Sony because
With
Sony and Marvel
Sony
had a deal
higher-ups.
at this point. Yes. So he got fired because he couldn't show, and then that's when they rebooted the whole
Yeah.
thing.
That's
He
fucked.
would have been there. They were like, "Oh, well, where was the Avengers when he was fighting Lizard, and where was he when he was fighting the Chitauri and Loki?" No, you could have fit that in there. Shut up. But
Yeah.
it was just they were mad at him for that.
So you were part of that kind of like.
Hell yeah, you
Okay.
man.
I was too. No, I'm asking. I was too. Because I remember my old Twitter, my old tweets were like, "Oh, bring Andrew back." Hashtag, But like people now are like, or I
favorite
guess more
Spider-Man.
people, they're like, yeah, I would want to see more of Andrew's Spider-Man in the future. Not that like I don't want to see more of Tobey's Spider-Man.
Ah, he's old,
No,
bro.
well-
Come on, let it go.
No, but yeah, like I said, Tobey's trilogies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, the duology. Yeah, we don't say trilogy.
Yeah, duology. But I mean, sure, it wasn't a great. The Spider-Man 3 wasn't for Raimi wasn't such
What's
a
Spider-Man
great ending. The first one, the original trilogy. With
There's
Venom and
Spider-Man
such.
3. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
don't
this one has
talk
Venom
about
too.
that one.
No, but I mean, like I said, they gave their own moments. Toby's moment was with, I would say with Doc Ock when he's like,
Yeah.
actually, Carlos, I want you to say what you told me the other day about that scene.
So when he
because
was
that was beautiful.
he was catching up a bit. He was like, "How are you?" And he's like, "I'm trying to do better." And he goes, "Oh yeah, like it's good, so good to see you." And
You've grown
when
or
he
something
said,
like that.
he was like, "How are you?" To me, like just so focused on the movie, it felt like all of these years he's just asking us like how we're doing because we've grown up with this Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
and then it was like, yo, this reminded me of like Steve from Blue's Clues. Like that kind of moment. I
He
was like,
came
ah,
back.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like that kind of moment. I loved it. I
That
loved how he
that was
like,
nice.
I liked how he actually cared. For
Yeah, because you didn't really
Toby.
see much of that Doc after. Well, I mean, after he drowned and such, but you don't see much of Adam. Yeah, I mean, just all their interactions with each other, with like, oh, how do you web shooter? How do you do this?
That
Like
was gross.
that was funny.
That was
Dude,
gross.
all right. Question about web shooters.
Okay.
Did they bring back the original SFX for Toby?
Why?
You mean the
'Cause it
effects
sounded-
artists?
No, the sound effects.
Oh,
the
his
sound effects.
flips? Probably.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
It sounded
Sony owns it.
similar.
Because I
Yeah.
think Andrews at one point in Spider-Man 1, it had that like little punch when he would web. I heard that
like
at
that
one
little
point.
like poof of air.
Yeah, no.
I like that smoke of that like poof.
I
smoke.
heard that at one point. I was like, oh shit.
But okay, yeah. So like their interactions were really nice. So like the whole injured back sequence was funny.
Oh,
I think I got a lot of people laughed at that.
He was like, me too.
But one of the things that made me like smile was seeing the leaked Andrew sequence or that scene.
Bro,
like
it's fake. It's fake. It's fake.
Yeah.
in it. Like
Are
they
you
use that
fucking
same
kidding
shot.
me? Like, are you kidding me?
I love that they use the same shot and like
But they took out you have web blood because that.
Nah, I don't think it
he
was.
didn't say
say
that.
that.
He didn't say
Yeah.
that. No,
Web
he didn't
block.
say that in web block. That's what he said.
yeah,
No,
he
blood.
said blood.
It's because
I
you
was like,
like his bad lip read lip. What is it?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Everyone out there, listen to this. You know exactly what I mean. Yeah, I mean, everyone had their moments, their funny sequences, and like I think I especially really liked that they were in a lab at one point. You don't see that often.
Mhm.
The more like scientific side of Peter.
And they're all smart.
Yeah, and
Even Tobey was, and they never showed that.
no,
Ever.
they did it. I mean,
And not
they
really.
did because
he was in college,
He
but
was, but he worked with Doc Connors and everything.
yeah. But
and
what
he-
did they show? So you're
No,
like,
I
oh
mean,
shit, yeah.
At the very least, they only were like they used like scientific words when Peter was talking to Osborn or
God.
the Doc Ock,
Oh.
but they didn't really show. They didn't really show him being like scientific or like
I think
too
it was
smart.
only in the second one where they just, briefly mention it, like the most, but they never really showed anything
Yeah,
scientific.
and Andrew's Spider-Man
Andrew
was
made his own shit.
Yeah, he like his whole Oscorp thing,
Yeah,
all
made
based
his
on science.
webbing.
And in this version of Peter, you see him make the webbing in Homecoming, and like you see him like to be a little bit more scientific. But I think in this one, everyone got their sciencey robes on.
His little school or whatever,
Yeah. Oh, that was the school. Yeah.
and then
the
MIT
stools
and
shit.
all that. So like, he's smart.
Yeah. Oh, Ned has Ned and MJ. I guess we'll talk a little bit about him. How you guys?
Ned's gonna be evil at one point.
Carlos and I were
Bro.
talking about it.
Oh my god. The amount of times I've been telling Danny, she's just like, oh, I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to happen.
No,
I'm like,
I understand that it can happen. But I don't like the idea of
Like,
ruining that friendship.
I only said that it'll probably most likely happen towards the last movie of Tom.
I don't think it's gonna happen no more after this.
Why?
He has magic, first of all.
No, I think it's done. I think they're done.
Oh, do you mean Ned's story?
Ned
Yeah.
and Zendaya, I think they're done. I think this was the end of their story.
I
Really?
don't know. I don't.
Yeah, I think
feel
we're
like-
gonna go with next love interest, next friend, which is what Harry and
And-
Gwen.
Gwen.
What if they do something like Spider-Man 3? How they brought in Gwen, but also MJ, and she was like, MJ was jealous and shit.
If they do go back to MJ, they're going back to Zendaya 100%. I don't think they
Yeah.
bring in a different Mary Jane. Like, that's confusing.
Well, first of all, her name is. I also found that really interesting. She's like,
Well,
I don't go
Michelle
by
Jones
Watson
Watson
anymore. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, what the fuck happened?
See, because her name was Watson, though.
Yeah,
Michelle
MJ.
Jones Watson, Mary
Yeah.
Jane Watson. You wouldn't bring in someone, no.
Yeah, and then that'd be extra confusing for Peter in universe. Like, oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So
No,
I
I
feel like
mean-
we're going to Harry and whoever Gwen's going to be.
I think Harry's for sure, but I think Mary Jane. I don't know. I feel like she'd come back at some point.
Oh, what's that?
Well,
What's
yeah.
that actor's name from Dune?
Yeah,
Timothy
Timothy
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Yeah. I think Tom wants him as Harry.
We all want him as Harry.
Dude, he would
even-
be
yeah.
badass. Honestly.
100%.
I think you're right. I think Ned's done with like if he comes back, he's not. I don't think he's coming back as Hobgoblin. I
But
think the
then you
other
have to
people.
rehash the friendship, and then, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah,
lot.
I think they're closing the book on that. But he has magic, or briefly has magic for that.
I mean,
Um,
family magic.
yeah, they did talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that speaking of that family thing, the first time we see Andrew and Tobey come in. Oh shit.
They were in universe already. They came through with everyone else.
Yeah. That's surprising to me that like they were well, I mean, I guess people would be dressed as Spider-Man in this universe. So I guess it wouldn't have mattered. In the streets and such. No, I'm saying like people in the streets would be dressed as Spider-Man. Yeah, but you get him like when you saw Andrew, I'm like that was like the same shot with like the trash can bin and everything. From like when he gets rid of the suit in the comics. But like as soon as you see the big eyes, I'm like, oh, that's Andrew.
Yeah,
that's Andrew.
His eyes are huge compared to everyone else's. And I thought
I didn't see that.
They were big. I thought the other ones were big, like Tom Holland's were. No,
Tom Holland's like in between.
Yeah, well, because the lenses, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
they like move. Rotate.
And Tobey's are just. They're at an angle, so it's
sharp.
weird.
Yeah,
they're at a weirder angle. Yeah, so. But Andrew was lovely, and then they like tested him and made him slick to his. That was funny. I think I was like, he was like, "Are you serious right now?"
I can stick to Walt. Like, no, do something else. Like,
He said, "Can you get that cobweb?"
Yeah,
I saw somebody say that it was such a bad way to bring them into this movie.
Well, they transported with everyone else.
Yeah, it was such a weird moment, but I understood why they did that for like the comedic relief after Aunt May's death. That's why it was. I mean, I like.
Oh well, I thought about. You mean? Wait, actually, explain that again. Why did people like it?
No, like you know how they introduced them into this, right? They were at the home of they were Ned's home, and he just brought them or introduced them.
They were trying to find Peter because he wasn't calling. They were going to press the box.
But but someone said it was like that's a disappointing way to introduce them into this movie. Like they could have done it somewhere else, but
they were already there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's not like there's no other way, but
I guess
like you got to keep them. They keep it moving.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, like, where would you?
I liked how they. Yeah, I liked how they introduced them though.
Oh my god! And that shot with Peter on the billboard.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad they used
in the
that.
rain.
Yeah,
that thing was like I looked at it a couple times. Like that's beautiful. Like just dark. It shows that they can go dark with whatever they do next.
Well, I mean, I think this is the most grounded Spider-Man story in the MCU.
You think so?
Or like darker story in the MCU, like because I mean even like when I saw Far From Home, I'm like, oh, this is pretty dark because he's having his identity revealed and Mysterio like is like he's using his illusions, but this went beyond that in the MCU.
Well, somebody always has to die in one of his movies.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
No, you're right. I'm trying to look for that concept art for that was just released for.
That was a poster.
Oh no! I'm talking about Actually, we shouldn't post anything spoiler because Brandon's in here. But anyways, it was just the, that. Did you see that Marvel Studios gave, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield like an official name in universe? Yeah,
the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think those are pretty accurate. Like, I
mean, Friendly Neighborhood.
No, see, the reason I think that makes sense is because like he's in his movies, he's like the most I wouldn't say like out of the comic, but like taking that whole comic series and putting it on screen, it's probably the most faithful. I think that's why.
Yes.
I mean, I know we've been calling him like Sam Raimi Spider-Man for like the longest time.
Because he didn't have no type of title. It was the first one, so you didn't have to. You know what I mean? You could just go, and then there's the Amazing Spider-Man, which he was Spider-Man. Yeah. And then fucking all this extra one over here with
Tom Holland.
Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
Like another title, or just gonna be MCU Spider-Man?
Spectacular Spider-Man.
I was thinking that.
Just do it. Just do it. Cool. Spectacular Spider-Man trilogy. I
want to talk about suits. I want to save that last one for last, but the black and gold I thought was gonna be a lot.
The integrated?
No, the black and gold, the Inside Out one. The one where he fought Electro. It's probably the least interesting one.
Dumb. Yeah, it was dumb. Because didn't they promote like magic with one of them too? And I think it was that was one, but it was just a gauntlet. Like that was.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's fun. I mean, this is my least favorite one. It looks fine for like the shots. Like it looks like, don't get me wrong, in the shots with like him and Electro, like this shot in particular. It looks really nice. I guess maybe because it's like the lighting in the nighttime. It looks really nice. But just it really is like the least interesting one. And then like we jump to the yeah, it really
can't do anything with
you go to the you go to the integrated suit with the Iron Spider parts, I guess you best way to put it.
I thought literally what the spider and that's it.
Yeah, but I thought that was an interesting way like Doc Ock just put it on him.
Yeah, it made it pop.
Yeah, I like that kind of look.
I mean, it was cool, but it was black, gold. You got black, gold, red. Like
it's a little bit all over the place. But
where the fuck is the blue?
It still looks kind of cool. Actually, can we have some blue over here? All right. What do you guys think of the new blue suit?
The new one.
The new.
That joint looked like the new.
As Jimmy Fox said it.
It like, you know what it reminded me of? You remember when Andrew Garfield was looking up and they were like all spandex? That's what it was. It was literally like the spandex blue.
The bright blue.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, it looks good, but it's like glistening and glittery.
It reminds me of one of those like suits from the PS4 game. I forget which one. I'll look it up.
The Amazing Spider-Man?
2099. The Edge of Tomorrow.
No. Edge of Tomorrow.
You know what I'm talking about?
Tom Cruise movie.
No. It was like it was the Spider-Verse games. Yeah, that one.
Edge of Time and Shattered Dimensions. There is one suit that is very like, it's like a armory type of suit. But I think this suit. Well, actually, Carlos, what do you think about the newest suit?
I like it.
Does it look classic?
I thought it was, or I told you, I thought it was like a combination towards.
I think you're right about that.
And the original one, because I feel like in Peter's mind, or Tom Holland, he was like, "Oh, these two helped me a lot, so I want to combine both of their suits and just make it my own."
Yeah, like taking inspiration from other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think it actually looked really nice too. Like it compared to the first suit you get in the PS4 game. I think it looked close to that.
Yeah, something similar. Just the white part for the spider.
Well, no. I mean, like this suit, like the first suit you get in the game before you get the advanced suit.
Oh yeah.
The classic one. I think this is the most classic suit we've seen. I still think the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is like still one of my favorite suits. I think this one like is on the
spider's bigger. I know.
It's
a little bit darker. One of those.
Yeah. The spider is not techie anymore, which okay, thank you. But it is a little bit more bold, more pronounced. I guess like how the Raimi or the Friendly Neighborhood or Amazing Spider-Man.
It's the Raimi. I don't care what you
this
say.
Is the suit
We've been calling it that for 20 years.
I know.
It's not going to stop just because Marvel wants to.
It's just an official name. You don't have to use
expand their conglomerate. You know what I mean? We're calling it the Raimi.
If you look at the one I sent, this kind of what I was thinking of. The last one. It looks very shiny.
That's new. That suit's new in the comics.
But that's exactly what it reminded me of.
Radioactive. Well, because the blue glistens.
Yeah, that's cool. That final swing was really cool.
It was, because he was moving and he was. I've said this and I'll say it again. I did not believe Tobey Maguire can do any of the flips and stuff. He was stiff. I understand it was low CGI. It was 2001 when they did all this. I get it. Andrew Garfield, I believe he can do them flips and all that. You know what I mean? Like 100%. Now, Tom Holland's
he's a little more slick.
Because he's like, don't get me wrong, Tobey Maguire is kind of like bulky a little bit. Not real bulky.
No, he's not.
Andrew
lanky,
Garfield was slender. He was like, he wasn't lanky.
Toby's a little more wide. Yeah,
he was lanky and slinky.
Lean.
Yeah, like he was tall, and then just like Tom Holland's just like a nerd. that does acrobatics
out.
in his spare time. Like, what do you want me to say?
No, but that makes he moves like appropriately for, I guess, how a Spider-Man should. Very, very agile. But Tom Holland does that. He does.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't believe like
acrobat.
people do it in real life. Like, you cast.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's why you use CGI too
Like,
for most of
you
it.
know what I mean? But like, I believe these two. Like, even when he was swinging, I was like, "There's no way. There's no way Tobey Maguire swing like. There's no." Like when they all grabbed each other with the webs and like
that was
spun
cool.
off of each other.
Dude,
That was cool.
I love that. I love.
But like, I don't believe that they could do that. You know, it's not.
I think the CG really like. You didn't see, you saw some of it, but like it was kind of well hidden because of the nighttime setting. I think that's maybe the why they chose the nighttime for the Spider-Man swinging and such.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. Honestly, it wasn't terrible.
Well, I wouldn't put it top
There was
notch.
some where like I feel like Tobey and Andrew's suits were kind of weird.
I think because we've never seen him like this.
Yeah, the
It's
bigger budget
Tobey
for Tobey,
specifically,
100% bigger. Andrew, I just felt like they polished it a little bit more.
I think, he moves similar. I think you're right. I think
they just polished it. Like you gotta think about how much money they spent over here with Sony and Disney. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They probably like doubled their budget from like the last movie.
But it's money well spent to bringing back actors and making Spider-Man come back.
They didn't have to use CG on them neither because they're like
no, they're the same age. Yeah.
Yeah, they went to the future. Everyone else is, which is why Jamie Foxx blacked on crack. You know.
I guess I want to touch upon two more things. One being like, okay, so they fixed the villains, like quote unquote, cured them. Do they go back to like a branch timeline?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. 100%. Tobey and Andrew go back to the same timeline.
Yes.
Everyone else goes back to a fixed wherever they got pulled from.
Yeah, meaning in Spider-Man 2, Goblin still dies. Like the same way that he died in Spider-Man. Like when Otto goes back, I should say. Goblin dies still in that universe. But
I don't know. Because he said he got pulled. Electro said he was about to die.
Yeah, but I'm saying it makes branch timelines. So like these villains aren't going back to the original movies that they came from. They're going back to a different. They are
like their last couple seconds, but they're all fixed.
My
before
question,
they die.
You think so? I think that's more.
That's
cruel.
The way they explained it. They said right before they died, but like maybe they changed like right before they die. You know,
I think that's more cruel to think about it like that.
But that's my question. The future Spider-Mans know that they're fixed.
But that's their future. The way time works, it works the same because this is definitely the MCU universe still. So it's not changing for them.
Yeah, Hulk explains it. Your past becomes the present.
It's gross.
And your future becomes therefore your past. I think that's what he said. Fuck, I watched Endgame a couple days ago. I think that's what it was.
Like yesterday. My son watches it like every day.
Oh shit.
So so nothing changes. It's
so they all
Endgame.
still die.
No, nothing changes for Tobey and Andrew.
Oh,
for
okay.
Everyone else, it does.
Branch timelines. Okay.
Yes. So new stuff can happen. Yes.
So I mean, cool. All right. That's all. I just wanted to get your 2 cents on that.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, this is gross.
Because they explain it, but I'm still kind of like in my head wondering about it.
No, it's gross. That's exactly what happened.
Still thinking about it. Okay, last thing. If you guys don't want to bring up anything else, I really like how, well, obviously when we talked about maturity, I like that he like the words of responsibility and all that echoed in his head when like choosing to say something to MJ or not, and he chose to say nothing, and essentially be Spider-Man and be alone, being Spider-Man. That is probably the saddest form of like an ending, but I think it makes the character progress a lot more than the other movies did. Makes him not necessarily age, but like mature, grow into that Spider-Man hero and what really like Spider-Man is in like the comics and such. And yeah, I was talking to my brother and to my sister-in-law. Like after watching, I'm like, I like that he's kind of like has his like own apartment and his like independence and shit like that. Like it feels a lot more like the Spider-Man PS4 game, and like that is one of my favorite versions of Spider-Man. I'm like, I hope he grows into that kind of character. And
Dude,
if we get Miles in the future,
hopefully they do that, because I love the Spider-Man game for PS4.
I said Miles, and it reminded me at the moment where Electro finds out Peter's identity.
Damn, I thought you were black.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Did you laugh at that?
Also, Electro never knew he was Peter Parker,
yeah,
so how did he get pulled through?
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
that
plot hole
is a whole... The fact that Peter got an apartment still, and he didn't exist, and nobody knew who he was... Well, that doesn't make sense. He's going to school. That doesn't make sense. Because no one knows about him, period.
As if he never existed. That's true.
That's what was said, yeah. So how does he still, you know what I mean?
Well, he gets his GED. He doesn't...
But it doesn't work like that. If you don't, they say, Doctor Strange, it's like you didn't exist. Does it mean that he really didn't exist? Or the fact that nobody connected Spider-Man and Peter Parker together ever? So technically, he never met Happy, but like Aunt May dated him. So how does that work? You know what I mean?
No, because Happy at the end is like, "How did you meet? Or how did you meet May?" And it's like, "Oh, through Spider-Man." Oh,
yeah, but that was his aunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
so like,
I don't know.
So he doesn't exist. Like he's not valid as a person. So how does he get his GED? How does he go to college? How does he?
I guess I didn't think about that. I was a little bit emotional, being like, "Oh shit, he's independent."
No,
I
don't
think
think he might go to college. I think
he's definitely going to college.
GED.
He's definitely. I think he's definitely going to college. He always goes to college, though.
I think because this trilogy was high school trilogy, next trilogy is gonna be college trilogy.
Yeah,
I think for sure that's gonna happen. Not to cut you off, Carlos, like because you're trying to say something.
I completely forgot what I was gonna say now.
but I really like that Electro said that. Like, oh, I thought Spider-Man was black.
I thought you were gonna be black. You're from Queens.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I hope he gets to that point where Miles comes into the future and he's a mentor to Miles and all that. Okay, I want to touch upon Venom, and then any other lingering questions. I
want to talk about that.
I don't either.
Pissed.
It doesn't make sense.
Why are you pissed?
Either?
Bro, I thought they were gonna. I thought they were actually gonna keep fucking Venom in this.
Okay,
but
yeah, but I think he means this version of Venom with Eddie being played by what's his face? I can't remember his name. Tom Hardy. Okay, I think that's what he means. Which I thought I feel like it was ramped up that it was going to be this version, even like in social media, like oh shit, because Tom Hardy doing his social media the way he does.
That could have been cool though.
I don't know. I wasn't necessarily mad or upset. I was just confused because I'm like, okay, I just watched Let There Be Carnage. Because I was gonna, because there was something about Spider-Man in it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. Go see it. There's an end credits. He gets pulled into the MCU, and the only reason I think he gets pulled into it is because of the hive mind that the symbiote was talking about and how it's connected through the multiverse and universes and such. So I'm guessing that the symbiote knows Peter because of the symbiote in the original trilogy. So okay, fine. You pulled him through the universe. You made it work. Our assumption was that everything Morbius, everything, even that's its own fucking story there. But even Morbius and Venom, in the future and of Sony stuff, things are going to be set in the MCU. But now it's not. So what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because he comes in, he gets pulled out immediately. Like what? A month later, 2 days later, I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, a couple days later. But like, how does that make sense to where a little tiny ass droplet got left behind? It don't work like that. His whole thing like vanished.
Yeah, you're right.
That's part of
that don't make sense. You know what I mean?
Funny. I didn't think about it. That's
like,
okay, it could be like only his persona, and then what's connected towards him leaves. But since the symbiote parted out of him, I guess that could make sense. But to me, it doesn't make sense.
like I said,
'Cause
multiverse connected to Venom.
Yeah, but
symbiotes.
somebody who was Venom know Peter Parker. You know, when they were coming through the thing, you seen like Rhino and all that.
Rhino, was that
Yeah.
Craven too with the spear?
I don't know. I just seen the horn.
Yeah,
That
I
was
saw
the
the
only thing
horn.
I saw. I was trying
Yeah.
to make it out, but it was hard. That's like, it makes sense if you do it that way. Like, oh, but the way they explained it, which is how they explained it in fucking FNAF, and I hate it too. So they explained it to where, oh, people who know Peter Parker is Spider-Man are here. That's not what happened though.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it's like through the multiverse. At this point, Electro knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man, one of them out of billions.
And it chose this one in particular.
Mhm,
I guess so.
mhm.
All right, I guess. I'm okay with seeing Venom and Spider-Man interact, and I'm okay with the symbiote being one of the next part in Peter's chapters.
Yeah, I want to see more than one
I
movie
just-
though with the symbiote.
Oh, sure, yeah. I would love to see it. I would okay, my ideal thing, and I've said this for the like Spectacular Spider-Man did it so well, was that he gets a symbiote, no Eddie like just yet with
Flash.
the symbiote. No, you can do Eddie. I don't care if you can do Eddie or Flash. Doesn't matter. But
I'd
like,
rather do Flash.
sure, at this point, sure.
Done Eddie like twice. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
It's sure, at
played
this
out.
point you can do that. But you get the symbiote. Peter has a symbiote for a movie, and like he comes close to maybe killing someone, or he fucks up really bad. By the end of it, he takes it off and he fights the villain without the symbiote, and he wins. Next movie, Venom. We can do. I like how they did that in Spectacular Spider-Man.
I mean,
Like the
every
Venom was
other
symbiote was
this
it?
show. I said every other show
Oh,
that
sure.
did it. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think they did it well because he fought the Sinister Six with the symbiote, and I think won, but like at what cost, kind of thing. So I was saying, I'm happy that that's gonna happen, but I think I don't know. I think it's a little cheap that like we spent the time with this Eddie, and we thought we were gonna get more of this Eddie in this universe, was not anymore. It feels kind of strange. So now he knows that a whole multiverse exists, but never gonna be acknowledged.
That's more questions though, because with Morbius, they were talking about the Venom stuff that's going on.
Venom, fucking
But Michael
Raimi's-
Keaton Vulture in there, so like, what?
Yeah, and the Oscorp from Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. So at this point, you might as well just say you're pulling in people. This is like the same Vulture, but it's not our Vulture. It's just the same
Okay,
person playing
yeah.
him. He's in jail.
Do you think that there's gonna be a version of Eddie, and it's gonna be played by
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy
No,
in the MCU?
I think they're
It's
going to do
be a
something
whole
else.
different. Okay,
No, I think they're going to do something else. I think they're doing it in that one though. Because
same
you know what I mean?
symbiote, different Venoms. That's funny.
No, I think that's what they're doing in Morbius. It's set Morbius.
Morbius?
It's set in
Yes.
fucking Venom. It's set in the Venom universe.
Yeah, the Venomverse.
But we don't have a Peter Parker.
No, I look.
But we have Vulture.
If they continue the Amazing Spider-Man, put those two together.
You can have, but he don't exist. Because he was like, I'm gonna have to go see the Spider guy, and then disappears.
Oh shit, you're right. Never mind.
You know what
never
I
mind.
mean? Like, he
What?
don't know anybody named Spider-Man or Peter Parker. He just got run out of New York. Like, this universe thing is so fucked.
That's so weird.
And I
But,
think
okay.
they were thinking about fixing it with this movie, but they just fixed Marvel stuff with Venom. They added Venom over there, but they didn't fix nothing in the Venom verse. Like, what?
Yeah, and I thought my thing like okay, look, Let There Be Carnage. I don't know if we talked about if you enjoyed
I
it
haven't.
or
I didn't watch it. And
You didn't
I heard
watch
it was
it?
trash. No,
Carlos and I saw it with
I heard it was trash.
with my uncle, his dad, and my brother and his sister. And while I was there, because again, Spider-Man, trying to see what happened over there, it wasn't great.
Nothing.
I didn't enjoy it necessarily. It was so loud for no reason.
It was
I don't know
trash.
if did we watch it in IMAX, Carlos?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it was excessively loud for IMAX. I don't know. I just like I thought because he was gonna come into the MCU that okay, now some problems are fixed. We're gonna get a more accurate version of Carnage. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get, but it's out. So it's a waste of time at that point. Just know that the Venom symbiote exists. Any more things you guys want to bring up, or just leave it at that?
I think I did all my issues.
Okay. And
You
like
want to talk about the tag, the last tag, the trash tag,
the trash
or
tag?
no? Yeah, I'm calling it the Doctor Strange trash tag.
Because it was at the end of this movie?
No, because it was a tag. It was a tag along, but it was trash.
Oh, I mean, if you want to briefly go for it, go ahead.
No, the only issue I have with it is why would they bring in the evil Doctor Strange? Why? Why would they make What If even more canon than they said they were? Like, why?
Okay, when you were gone for a little bit, I brought up the trailer, and then Patty like started giggling, and he's like, so Eric has an issue with this.
No, Patty has the issue with it. He does not like What If. He doesn't like it.
Both of you guys said you have an issue with it.
I think it's terrible that they brought in evil Doctor Strange for the Doctor Strange movie. You know what I mean? Like, it got rewritten, and you're bringing in for what though? Like,
I understand. Like, I
Mephisto.
No. At this point, I'm like, what if they brought it? No, what if?
What if they brought in What If?
Let me just say this again. I would be happier if it was like Nightmare or something. Like, someone's brought it up to me again. I'm like, oh yeah, I hope it would.
Isn't
be
the
like
villain Nightmare and Mordo?
Him and Mordo?
I thought it was both of them. I thought that was the plans for this.
Oh, I don't.
Movie.
Well, if it was the plans, that's what I initially thought. Like back then when they announced the movie or before, I'm like, I hope it's Nightmare. But I don't know if in this trailer it's gonna be Nightmare anymore.
Probably Nightmare. It's probably him playing Nightmare.
No, because you know you mean him playing Nightmare playing Doctor Strange?
No, Doctor Strange playing Nightmare. Benedict Cumberbatch playing Nightmare
again.
Yeah,
from
you got a good actor.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Make him play himself.
Do more roles, Mr. Cumberbatch.
You getting paid double? No, I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, you need to pay more. This did not open the multiverse as much as I thought it would, but
it did. It did.
No, what I'm saying is I thought it was gonna end with like a cliffhanger ending with like, oh shit, I can't. Did it with, but I thought it was gonna be like it's gonna crack, and I didn't think that Peter was able to save it by the end. Is what I was trying to say.
Did he though? Did he save it? Or did Doctor Strange save it
with the spell? Okay, fine. He held his hand. I mean, just to finish it, this movie brought in 3 generations of Spider-Man, and did it really well.
Rate it?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna hit. That's what I was gonna.
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
It did it really well. The villains came back. Looked a little differently, but we enjoyed that. Willem Dafoe came back to do his ultimate take on the character, on the Green Goblin. So I guess we'll go from the list down, from how it is. So with me, Carlos, and Eric. To rate it out of 10, I really enjoyed this a lot. Sure, there's some problems with it, and I still think Spider-Verse is like number 1 for me in terms of Spider-Man.
Oh, you're psycho.
Yeah, thank you.
You got it.
I think I'm gonna rate this like a 9.5 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. Like I know people may rate it differently. I know maybe Eric says something else about it. I don't know, but that's my personal opinion. It brought in a whole bunch of fan servicey shit, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I'm happy that we got another chance to see both Peters come, or the other 2 Peters come back. All right, Carlos, what do you got?
9 out of 10. Only because this Spider-Man movie was more different than others.
Yeah, because you sent me a meme. Do you want to explain the meme?
Oh, which one was it?
It was like the horse.
Oh yeah. There was like Homecoming is good. Then the fucking, what was it?
It's a good drawing of the horse. Yeah, Far From Home is like a string.
And then yeah, this movie was like perfect. I was like, yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, when I told you, I'm like, I'll have to see for myself, and I'm like, nope, you're right.
But yeah.
All right, Eric.
I give it a 9 out of 10 because Willem Dafoe carried this movie.
You're right.
With the villainy. No, I'm not gonna lie. They brought him back. They did it right. He was evil Goblin the entire time, right?
Shh. What do you
That's
mean?
hard to tell.
Oh, you mean because there was like a switch for the audience?
Yeah.
I think
he was evil Goblin. the entire time. I think.
I think that smashing and him laughing at that he was at that point he was still in control. Like when he
All right.
smashed the goblin head. So I think it was
All right,
the whole
that's fine.
thing.
That's fine.
Yeah, I
So
think
he
that's how he was.
carried the villainy
Mm-hmm.
for this
he was,
movie, and
he
to
was
me,
the head of.
bro, I love Goblin so much. Like, I think they still did the teeth thing too, where he was Norman. He had prosthetic teeth in there, or where they're like
Oh.
perfect, and when he was Goblin, he had his regular Willem Dafoe teeth
Mm-hmm.
that are like fucked up, which that's
Regular.
really cool. Yeah, I mean that's the way they explained it.
No, yeah.
I thought that like attention to detail is great in this movie. Peter going ham and almost killing him at the
almost.
end.
Oh, we didn't even mention that. That
yeah,
shit
him
was
and
like.
Tobey having like that heart to heart moment, and then Tobey getting stabbed, and he still
Dude.
saved him.
Yeah.
That's like peak Spider-Man right there. Like peak comic book accurate Spider-Man. Like I know everything he did, but come on, we are better than that.
Yeah. What that was his line, right? Like we do this, or it's our
Yeah,
thing.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. I mean, but like they didn't talk; they just stared in each other's eyes. Which
I thought I didn't think he was gonna die. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
I thought he was, and I got scared.
that spider
Like,
healing, they heal
Honestly.
fast.
I don't think like part of me may be sure, but I don't know. I don't think it was definitively sure that's the end of it.
I mean, they didn't. The only thing that like I didn't like is they didn't interact. Tobey and Willem Dafoe. Everyone else did, like Andrew and Tobey, all his other villains,
Mm-hmm.
but they did
We
not
got a brief shot of
say anything to each other.
well because he kind of
Goblin-
came he
because
came in
Goblin-
at the end.
Yeah, but Goblin, he really made this personal towards Tom Holland, Peter
Mhm.
Parker. This one.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "Oh, you're trying to save people," which he's a menace to society. He's a menace. He just picked the more important
Goblin-
Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he picked the more important one, and he was like, "I'm gonna make your life hell." I get
That's
it,
you.
but I really enjoy. I think for me, that was my most enjoyable moment of this movie was watching Willem Dafoe terrorize Tom Holland.
Did you like the music, by the way? I don't know if we mentioned that at all. I think it was a step
Yeah,
up.
I think it was because I heard I swear to God, I heard Andrew's music and Tobey's music when Tom Holland was on screen.
Oh,
It wasn't just like Andrew and
You mean at
Tobey. It
the
was
end?
like,
Yeah, when
like
they're
they
on the
put
shield.
him
Yeah.
in there.
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't hear the homecoming music, and I didn't.
No,
hear
when I heard the
music.
choir, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I mean, you heard a little bit of. Didn't hear too much of the Spider-Man, Raimi Spider-Man music, or too much of the Amazing Spider-Man. It was briefly there, but it wasn't too much in there. Carlos was saying the choir for which one? The Homecoming
Amazing.
The
theme?
originals. No.
Oh, the original. Okay.
I heard
Yeah.
amazing.
So I heard. Well, they're all in there.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say. I mean, if you listen to this track, I'll send it in here. But if you listen to that part, I think that's the main part where their theme plays. And I think that that theme just got a step up completely from like the previous. Like I liked the theme from the previous two movies. Like it wasn't as iconic, but I still enjoyed it a lot more in this one. Like it felt more iconic with like the more heavy choir, the more heavy it did give me a little bit more PS4 vibes. It was good. And oh yeah, that's all I was gonna say for the soundtrack. So I guess we can end. Oh,
I
okay.
hear that from Andrew Garfield though.
What, the choir?
That yeah,
Oh yeah, don't
they
get
did
me wrong.
that
I was
one
just
a
saying.
lot.
I was
in-
saying like they didn't use the theme from Amazing Spider-Man 2. They used it from Amazing Spider-Man 1. And I
well,
think-
either way, I heard everything but Homecoming trilogy
Oh.
one.
I think I don't know. I think I was telling Carlos about it. Like I think I have a new appreciation. Like I always liked the first theme, like a lot, but the second one came out and Electro Hat was in it, and I'm like, I like that one. But I definitely think the first one, looking back to it, I'm like, no, I should show this some more love. This is really good for the Amazing Spider-Man. All right, was that it then? You guys want to say any last things then? What you hope for the next part or anything?
Nah.
Less Spider. Less Iron Man tech. Let Peter do it, which I think now they're gonna do for good. I guess here's 2 college years for Spider-Man. Whenever we get the chance to see that.
I don't even think that's Tom Holland in it voicing.
What? Oh. Oh no! You mean the freshman one? I don't know.
Yeah,
I was talking about like the college.
Oh,
years.
my fault.
That's okay. Probably isn't Tom Holland. So I hope to see that, and maybe I guess spoiler alert for Hawkeye. Get out if you haven't seen any of it or the last bit. Okay, I hope Kingpin interacts with Peter.
I do too.
At some point.
I know he know. After that final, I don't know.
He didn't die. He didn't fucking die.
Not, but I think
he definitely did not.
He got fucked up.
He got blinded maybe because he said at the end of it, I didn't realize, but he said like, we keep an eye on each other, and boom, because in the eyes he loses eyesight. So I think maybe that's what happened.
In the comics, apparently he gets blinded. That's dumb.
It could happen. I don't know.
That's
he has
dumb.
money to repair that.
Now y'all want to be comic accurate?
It looks nice though.
24 movies in or 28 projects in. Now y'all want to be comic accurate? No,
yeah, because they couldn't handle it in the first.
I mean, all the suits look fantastic now.
Yeah,
but they got it.
So I mean, yeah, Kingpin. I hope he comes in and interacts with Peter. Daredevil again, same thing. Some more team ups with other heroes. Deadpool, yeah, sure.
Deadpool, Daredevil,
not right now, but
on a team. On a team.
Yeah.
Take my money.
Take my money. All right, so I guess that's it then for this episode. Thank you guys, and thank you, Carlos, for joining us.
For sure.
For this, I guess generational movie.
Reaching.
Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna be doing next week. We're planning on doing something special.
We're gonna do a live stream on the hub to see our favorite videos. And
let's go.
Speaking of the hub, find out what Eric's most visited website is on the first episode, or actually listen back to we're recording this on the Wednesday, the day we released the Dune episode. So listen to that. Actually, I didn't watch Dune, but when editing, Patty and Eric talk about it, I had a lot of fun listening to it.
Yeah, let's talk about Space Bible with us.
Yeah, biblical Star Wars. That's what it was.
Space Bible's 100% better. Go to our IG.
Thank you guys for listening. Like Eric said, IG, all that.
Twitter, Discord.
Yes.
Facebook, MySpace,
AOL. Oh, I found out Spotify has reviews now, so go review us on Spotify.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to that. Follow us on all the any of the podcast stuff you listen to. Go listen to this on the YouTube. You get some cool animation in the background, like a little lo-fi person. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for joining. We'll be back for something some other time. All right, Happy New Year, because I'm pretty sure this is around New Year. Take care, everyone.
Merry holidays.
Goodbye. Merry holidays.